see what's happening right now with this. Now, first up, Catholic parents are going to state follow the orders with this house committee right now. Attorney General Mr. John O'Connor, the Republican, came out last Thursday and declared that in Oklahoma, you should just ignore your religious.
Hey, good morning, CDT Insiders. Today, I want to let you see sort of the behind-the-scenes setup, maybe a little studio tour, so you get an insight into how the show is produced and what goes on and all of that. So I'm going to take you on a little quick tour, and we'll see how it goes from there.
Praise be to Jesus Christ. Welcome back to Catholic Drive Time, keeping you informed and inspired. I'm your host, Joe McClane. So good to be on with you. Good morning. Praise be to God.
Have survived to our time. There are total over 18,000 pages, a testament to his exceptional industriousness.
This is my office. That's my beautiful family, at least most of them anyway. And you can see there's not a lot here, but it's my little desk and some paintings of the Last Supper there and my marker board where I get creative with all the ideas. So not a lot to see here. The real cool stuff is out there. Let's go check that out. We opened this office in 2013. I think it was like June or something like that. And I was the first guy here, by the way. That guy right there. He replaced me as general manager of the local station. Yeah, I know. The local station won. I got it. But this guy over here is David Magianis. You might remember David because he pitched in when Adrian refused to come in for like, was it a week and a half, 2 weeks?
10 days, but who's counting?
Total vacation for Adrian, but talk about a pinch hitter, as they say, right? Sports guy right there. So they run our local station, and they make all the magic happen, so to speak. So this is the studio where we produce our show, Catholic Drive Time, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. Central, 7 Eastern, and I think Janice is back there. You can see Janice back there. Say hi, Janice. The Guadalupe Radio Network has 39 radio stations we reach into. Depends on how you jerry-rig things. Let's just say 10 states or so. And we have some beautiful studios and offices around the GRN. And I had the privilege of opening this one, and we went shopping for artwork and tried to make this as interesting and as beautiful as possible. So that way our guests would come through and felt like we were doing a good job. I particularly love this particular image. It's gilded and beautiful, but one of the reasons why I like this image is because the angel Gabriel is lower than the Queen of Heaven and Earth, lower than the Gibby Ra, and recognizing her in her position as the full of grace. So it's a powerful depiction of the Annunciation. But you'll see we have artwork strewn throughout the place. My man Max Colbay. Of course, we have images of Our Lady Guadalupe, since, you know, this is a network dedicated to the patroness of Americas, Our Lady Guadalupe. We got the images of Divine Mercy back there. Houston, Texas, right outside the window. That's I-10. By the way, that's one of the widest highways in the country, if not the world, is that piece of highway right there, I-10 stretch between Houston going out to Katy, Texas. So this is our conference room. We use it a lot for volunteers. We use it for meetings and whatnot. Gets pretty busy. Praise be to God. And then, of course, one of my favorite parts is the kitchen. Use it all the time, unfortunately. Let's go take a look at the studio, and I'll give you a closer look at our studio setup. Oh, we have one more thing to do before we do that. The mini studio right in here. This is fairly recent, actually. This used to be a direct access to our closet, which you can see back there. But now it has become a miniature studio where we can do various things like little production pieces. We have an access window straight into our main studio, our sign up on the wall, one of the very first statues, Sacred Heart statues, because the local station here is KSHJ, AM 1430, which I was the first GM of, and KSHJ, Sacred Heart of Jesus. And this was generously donated to us, and praise be to God for it. So this is our little mini studio. Again, we just recently built it out. We shortened our closet so that we can have more production space, and of course the closet. Pretty typical stuff, gear, tech, promotion stuff, all of that right there. All right, let's go look at the main studio. Images, statues that were generously on loan to us from Jesus Robles, one of the CDT insiders and friend of the show. You can tell our very high level, very expensive setup for lighting and effect. Some people have asked us, where's the cross for this corpus? Well, maybe someday we'll get a cross for it. But in the meantime, it's on display. There's a pedestal there, so we don't have to hang it onto the wall that holds them up. It's a pretty powerful, detailed image of the crucified Lord. Pretty gripping, I would say, for sure. But one of my favorite aspects is right here with Our Lady of Guadalupe, that's right behind me on camera, which you're used to seeing all the time. Of course, Our Lady of Guadalupe, patroness of Americas, crushed the head of Satan in the Aztec Empire and converted millions. While millions were leaving the church in Europe, millions were coming into the church thanks to Our Lady of Guadalupe. Here's where I sit. Here's my little seat. As you can see on some of the clips I'm including today, I have my laptop, the extra monitor, so I can monitor all the chats going on in the various live video stream platforms that we stream to. And then I keep my little iPad up there. That's how I interact with our guests, because the vast majority of our guests come by Zoom. So I have that on Zoom so I can see them while I'm looking up, at least heads up a little bit more, because there's the camera that takes my image out and streams it out to the platforms. So I keep my notes and various news articles on this laptop. I usually keep the chats of the various streams over there, and again, Zoom, and et cetera, et cetera. So that's where I sit. This is Adrian, who's not sitting here at the moment. This is where Adrian usually works. You can see he's got quite this setup here. So this is where we get Zoom audio. This is our radio computer with the board. These things manage the radio side. And this is an OBS computer over here that allows us to put the video out to the stream. So we take the audio from Zoom, pump it into the board, comes out of the board, goes into OBS, OBS out to the world. So he's back in studio now. I've given them the grand tour of all three of your systems, but how hard is it to run these systems while trying to also think and speak and switch cameras and all that stuff?
Well, my master plan for keeping my job is to cause as many problems as possible, so that way I can solve those problems. So that's what I do normally, and it was really difficult at first, but you kind of get used to it. It's only a problem whenever something goes wrong. When something goes wrong, then it's a pain in the rear to try to diagnose the problem, because there's too many moving parts. So you got to test everything, and you only have seconds to fix it. So that's when it becomes stressful. But normally, and I've gotten everything down packed, and Joe got these stream decks that help me do my job a lot easier. So it's a lot easier now. So that's how it kind of goes. That's how the cookie crumbles. There you go.
That's how the cookie crumbles. Wow.
I'm kind of hungry.
Hardest job of your job?
Probably waking up in the morning and then having to think. That's probably the hardest part of the job. Other than that, everything else is kind of difficult at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad. It's just time consuming.
And of course, Saint Michael, the Archangel. This is another one of the images on loan to us from Jesus Robles, CDT insider and friend of the show. Pretty cool, huh? He also has lent that to us too. Pretty captivating image of the scourged Jesus there, of course.
I'm watching video reports of our, hopefully we can get Melissa on as a guest on our show, so I'm watching videos about potential guests to book.
She is a whistleblower at Pfizer, right?
From Pfizer, yeah. She
Yeah.
was a whistleblower for the Pfizer vaccine, and so she was interviewed by Veritas Project,
Yeah.
Project Veritas, and
Yeah,
so we're
and
trying
website.
to get her on our show. But I'm doing some hunting and trying to figure out how to get connected to her.
Big part of the job is the hunting,
Yeah.
right? And I'm not talking about just deer hunting, which I like to do. It's hunting down the guests. Then, of course, here's another one of our images on loan to us from Jesus Robles, which is the scourged Jesus. This was the first one he lent to us. Pretty powerful, captivating image. Usually captures people's attention when they walk in for obvious reasons. What our Lord endured for our salvation. Pretty impressive. Our little cabinet here with some memorabilia. These are called Holy Bears. A friend of mine owns this company. Little plush dolls, Holy Bears. And we have some books that we've had up here for a long time. This was a little car from an intern who, his name was John Henry. He was a big car guy, a young guy. He went off to college in Oklahoma. And he gave this to us as a gift to say thank you for his internship. We used to love chatting about cars. So thank you, John Henry. But just various memorabilia, some holy water up here from Lourdes. Of course, these are basketballs that came from Priest versus Seminary basketball game that we participate in every year, which is a lot of fun. Big jug of exercised water in there. How cool is that? So just various other things. Another statue of the resurrected Lord, thanks to Jesus Robles, friend of the show. So that's pretty much it. Oh, I forgot one more thing. These jerseys are David Magianis is doing. These are local sports jerseys from the Catholic schools nearby, which is kind of cool. But we're grateful that you are CDT insiders, so praise be to God. Thank you so much for your generosity, and stay tuned in and share us with a friend.